Do, 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 do. Right now, let's see what's good. Let's study this boy Canelo. What's good, Jay Perry? What's good, man? What's good? Worldwide Boxing, what's good? What's good, man? What's going down? I'm just chilling. I was listening to Everything Boxing. Just got done listening to him talking about Crawford, Spence. Anyways, I'm doing some studying right now. As y'all can see, I'm telling y'all, I work. Y'all think this is, man, I work. I'm always working. Always getting ready for these shows. Always educating myself. What's up, Bud? Gonna stop? Yep, Canelo, yep. What's good with you, man? For sure. I'm looking at Guido right now. It's gonna be a good fight this weekend. Guido and Torres. Torres Jr. This is a big step up for Torres Jr., I think. You know, I think they've been slowly, you know, increasing his competition. Guido has been here before. I personally think that. But, yeah, I think Guido's been here before. I mean, he fought against a Jogba. He fought against, what's that dude name? That Canadian guy, Makhmudov. And he was able to beat him. So, I mean, look. It's gonna be, hey, we're gonna see what Torres is all about. See if he can do it with that size, the height, someone that know what they're doing. I think Guido knows what he's doing, and I think he's gained confidence over his career. What's your prediction on him? No, I'm not predicting anything, man. I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think it's anybody's fight, to be honest with you. No, but I was just looking at just, you know, looking at his stance, looking at Guido's stance, looking at his mistakes. You know, he lunges a little bit much with his right hand. He smothers his punches. Sometimes he overcommits. I mean, I'm looking at all these guys' mistakes. I'm looking at Torres. He's open for the uppercut. He's open for the right hand. He sometimes lunges with his backhand too. He gets his head off to the side, but a quick little 45 step right hand will catch him. Torres is also open for an uppercut. He's open to the body as well. But he's pretty crafty up front, you know, with all the probes and head movement and footwork and feints and stuff. So he likes to get in position. Of course, he's going to have to close the distance and work. He's more, for me, I think his style is more of a swarming style. So, but yeah, I say 50-50, no doubt about it. 50-50 for sure. It's gonna be a real good fight. Abdullah Mason this week, yeah, but he got a new opponent now. He was facing El Cabron. I forget dude's name, but he was facing this cat. But I guess it fell through. So they got a jabroni. They got a hot dog man from outside, and he was like, "Hey, come on in and fight Abdullah Mason." So it should be a cakewalk for Abdullah. Yeah. Yeah. Nah, hey, bro, y'all don't even understand, man. This broadcasting stuff ain't no joke. If y'all understand the complications that we had last week, and y'all don't even know it. But anyways, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, should Farmer keep fighting? Farmer's always in the dog fight because he has limited amount of punching power. He just, you know, Farmer decided to change his style now. He's sitting still now. Plus age, you know, a lot of wear and tear on him. But I mean, he started late in boxing, but you know, in the gym, a lot of gym wars, maybe outside life. I'll tell you this. He's making more money than he's ever made right now. Right now, he's making more money than he's ever made. I mean, he got a rematch with Zepeda. He got paid again. He put on a hell of a performance. So, I mean, they're going to be looking to use him again. They're going to have him as a gatekeeper. Anything that's close, like if Farmer don't knock these guys out, the young guns that they trying to bring up, you know, he not going to get the decision. You know, 9 times out of 10, he's not going to get the decision, man. So, Jay Boy, what's up, man? Desert Storm, one of my favorite fighters. Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. Always brought the heat. Thanks. Best in the business. I appreciate you, man. He says, "Yo, you can get a shout out my girlfriend Kelly from." Nah. What's going on, Kelly? How you doing? Shout out, Kelly. How you doing? Tim Bradley. What's good? Two-weight division champ. Yep. Hello, Charles Barkley. You're hilarious. Hey, champ. But that's good to be expecting in the future of this channel. I know you're busy, but any plans to put more? Yeah, put in more content. Man, I've been just man. Yeah, look, man, I've been slacking on the channel. I'm not gonna lie. I started off hot. Damn. I mean, I started hot and I was, giving you guys content every single week and I was making videos and so on and so forth, man. And, I got, my kids, my wife and, I was just tending to this, man, trying to get it started, but I need to put a little bit more time and attention into this. But I'll tell you this, once July, so if July, I ain't got no job in July, then hey, I'll be putting out content, because I ain't gonna have anywhere to speak. So, if this top rank deal don't re-up, then I won't have a job. So then I'll be just sticking to YouTube and get my points across. And I think I can get a little bit more active and giving you guys more content. So if you guys missed that, then that's cool. But yeah, boxing has slowed down. You ain't lying. Slowed down big time. Yep. Oh yeah. Let me see. You look like a young Evander. Now I do, right? Evander was one of my favorite fighters growing up to watch. Absolutely. Evander. Was Pavadikov your toughest fight? I would say physically, yes. Physically, yes. Mentally and physically, I would say Pacquiao for sure. Pacquiao freak. And let's see what else. You better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. Hey, I appreciate that. I'll take that. I'll take that, man. Eddie Reynoso said today on Canelo Live, workout with TVS Teca. Canelo is only looking to have 2 more fights before retiring. Uh-huh. Yeah, 2 more fights before retirement. I mean, look, that's the reason why he's fighting Crawford. He's getting the most money that he's ever made, in his career, fighting against Terrence Crawford. So, I mean, it makes sense. You already know Canelo's been after that bag that season. I'm better than you. Hey, I know. Yeah, you probably are. Damn, Tim, what you gonna do if Top Rank don't? Look, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. To be honest with you, I'm not sure. Yeah, let me try to see some of these. Yeah, I'm not sure what's gonna go on. Look, man, I've been in this business for about 7 years, bro. I earned my stripes, man. If somebody want to pick me up, cool. If not, then it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping. You got that Steve Harvey built without the mustache. That's funny as hell. Oh man. Roberto Duran versus Corey Stevenson. Oh, come on now. Duran. Oh yeah, Duran all day. No offense to Shakur Stevenson, terrific fighter, but Duran was just way too much, too strong, too active. He's a boxer puncher, very physical on the inside and big puncher too. Can move his head, slip. I mean, bro, come on, bro. That's a legend. Roberto Duran is a legend. But yeah, Shakur's a talented guy, man. But he ain't gonna have nothing to keep Duran up off of him or move enough or quick enough to be able to get Duran not being able to get inside, bro. Duran will get inside of him. And, I know somebody's, well, he couldn't get inside of Leonard, you know what I mean? But Shakur ain't no Leonard. Absolutely not. He ain't no Leonard. So, what up, Tim? You the true fam. Yeah, you were one of those ones. Yep, fab during the exciting era. But hell yeah, man. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Back then, see, the money is great right now, but back then, man, my era, man, with the Floyd and Pac and Marquez and Eric Morales. I mean, all these guys, man, Barrera, shit, man. I mean, the list goes on, man. We had some killers back then, man. The heavyweight division was hot too. Yeah, man. Was it hot? It had died down after a while. It did die down after a while. I think it was Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis was hot. Was hot in that division. I think Tyson was still around too, but. Yeah, let me see. That's not true about Canelo. Well, we'll see. He knows Bud gonna beat him. Yeah, Mike Tyson. Yep. Oh, Joyce versus Herkovic. Whoa, shoot. You know what? I never really thought about that. I mean, Joe Joyce is damaged goods, man. Damaged goods. eye swelling up, a tough guy, comes to fight, slow as molasses. Herkovic, man, dude got to get in conditioning, man. No conditioning. If he got conditioned, I mean, he's a talented guy. Got a good ass 1-2, right down the middle, quicker of the two. But he got to get in shape. So right now I would say Joyce, because Joyce I know is at least gonna be in shape. If he can take that right hand from Herkovic, and if he can take it all night without getting knocked out, he should be all right. But man, shit, if Herkovic ain't in shape and Joyce just keep chopping away, he can win the fight. But I think it's a damn near even fight, man, to be honest with you. Even fight. But Herkovic should be able to win the fight because he's a better boxer. But that toughness, that conditioning from Joyce, if he's, again, I feel he's damaged goods, or could be, after getting knocked out twice like the way he did. And he's a lot older too, man. I mean, and that chin ain't might not be holding up anymore, man. This guy was a guy that used to run through a brick wall. And now, once that tap open, bro, it's hard to really shut it off. So it just depends on Joyce and where he's at physically. I know mentally he's strong and he comes to fight. Herkovic, is about him being conditioned and taking the game seriously and not thinking that he can knock everybody out. Maybe he got a little humble pie. So it's anybody's fight, to be honest with you, but Herc got the better hand speed, quick release on his shots. He should be able to do something, man, but we'll see. So Scholes then Crawford. Yeah, if he fights Scholes and Crawford, then why not, dog? Shit, that's all Canelo need. Canelo, that's all he need. Shoot, let's see. Congo, Africa, prisoner help. Oh, shoot. I'm like, okay, let me see. You want to watch the full event in Spanish while I want Shakur to fight Ryan Garcia and Keyshawn Davis to fight Teofimo Lopez. Yeah, I think that'd be good. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good ass fight. What's this right here? We got Boots versus Stanionis. Really good fight. Yeah, real good fight. Well, let's see. Look at Boots. Boots is a he's a boxer. I was watching him the other day, and I see that he gets a lot of knockouts with his right hand. Not so much his left hook, it's more so his right hand. And a lot of his knockouts came from his right hook. Right hook, right uppercut. When he switches stances. I like Boots in the fight. I think Stanionis is tough. Comes forward, got a big motor, but extremely predictable. The style clash is perfect to make an entertaining fight. I know Boots like to fight. He's from Philly, so they like to rumble. He'll stand there and he'll fight. And Boots, some of his fundamentals are not as tight as they need to be. Got a lot of tricks, but he does them at the wrong time. I've said this many times. It'd be better if he just keeps a solid base sometimes, and and really fight out of it, and move left and move right, and be defensively sound after his shots. But he got quick reflexes, quick hands. He makes some mistakes, man, that can cost him. Stanionis is right there, gonna be right there in his grill, putting that pressure on him all night. Stanionis has a pretty good jab. I see that. Good body puncher as well. Got some decent power too. He probably is a good possibility. He could hurt Boots, but for some reason I just think Boots gonna be sharp as shit. I think he's gonna be sharp. I think that straight line. And you got a guy moving on angles, having the advantage. And Stanionis tends to fight on that straight line. He tends to square up too. I mean, there's some of the things that I see in Stanionis where Boots can take advantage of him. But I would favor Boots in the fight. Just again, athletically, skillfully. I think Boots beats him. So it's gonna be a good fight though. I know Stanionis gonna fight. So Steve Harvey build laced. All right, Tim, do you think Amir Khan ducked you at 140? Now I want to fight Amir Khan now. If Amir Khan came out and called me out right now, I swear to God, I'll get down and wait, and we'll try to meet at a catch weight somewhere, and I'll fight his ass. Yeah, I told Amir Khan, it don't matter how long. I could be an old man in a wheelchair. I'm gonna get his ass one day. You know what I'm saying? If I run over his heels or whatever, I'm gonna get Amir. Now, I only had that feeling with Amir Khan because, you know, he had called me out once right before I was getting to go. I was actually going to go fight Manny Pacquiao. It was in the weigh-ins or whatnot, and then he came up to me. You know, I'm vibing. I'm in my own zone. You know what I mean? I'm finna get ready to fight Manny Pacquiao. I just got off the scales, and he come up to me and asked me when I'm gonna grow some balls. I ain't never forgot that. I ain't never forgot that. I told him, man, I'm fighting Amir Khan. I'm fighting freaking Manny Pacquiao, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting 5 M's for that. You know what I'm saying? They wanted me to fight you. And they was gonna get 1.2 million to fight you, bro. I'm like, it's a no-brainer. You think I'm scared of you? You think that's what this is about? So I said, okay, all right, I got you. I got you, Amir. So, you know, I said, okay, hey, I'ma hunt you. I'ma hunt you in your dreams. I'ma be right there, man. We gonna get it on someday. You know, and he was like, oh, I'll never fight you ever again. I'll never fight you. I'll never ask to fight you, this and that and the third. And we tried to fight him after Pacquiao, but he didn't want to fight me. So it is what it is. A lot of people say, oh, you ducked him. Nah, I went after the bread. I went after the biggest fight in my career, and that was Manny Pacquiao. That makes sense to me. But it is what it is. I don't duck no smoke. Telling you, big time fighter this time. Our war stories. Yep, appreciate the Hall of Fame. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Yep, Keyshawn, the best lightweight going right now. I said it first. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I said it first, big dog. No, I said it first. Keyshawn, Duran wasn't that good. You KO him in the fantasy. No. Duran was a really good fighter, man. And that dude traveled up weight classes. Traveled up weight classes, bro. Fought at middleweight. Like, that dude was a savage, bro. Yeah, Duran was right. That's, you know, the only way you can climb a weight class is you gotta have supreme skills. You know, you gotta have balls of steel. You gotta have one steel and one wood. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta have a heart. You know what I'm saying? A big ass heart, bigger than your chest. And Duran has that, bro. He had that. You know, so I get y'all. Everybody always bringing up the no mas and all this stuff. Nah, man, that dude was a bad dude, man. So. And Jesus wants you to know he loves you, and you keep praying. He hears your prayers. Oh, I pray every day, all day. Every day, all day, big dog. Yup, no doubt. I already said that. Dude, you're bald. I am. Yeah, what's that? Yeah, have you been in jail? I've never been to jail. Never want to go to jail. Hell no. That was one of my dad's duties. My dad was like, yo, hey, look, I keep my daughter up off the stripper poles. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to keep your daughter. It's new different day and age. You got to keep her off of OnlyFans, right? And all the other bullshit that goes on. But, my dad was like, my sister's like, hey, and then I keep my son out of jail. I've done my job. You know what I'm saying? And he taught me how to, work, work for everything in life. And he says it, and you appreciate it, and it lasts longer. So, earn everything, son. Don't take them for free. So my dad, nah, I ain't never been to jail, and I don't never want to go to jail. Period. Some gold plate chains and great retirement gift for good slut. Nah, I don't know about all of that. Nah, you know what? I like watches, man. I like watches. Amir Khan ducked you at 140. I appreciate the $2, big dog. And Danny's dimensions. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. This guy is talking to a different sub. Man, y'all asking some crazy questions tonight, man. Let me see. Let's see. Somewhere else. No, I don't know about that. Not sure. Bam Bam Rodriguez. What you think? Therese Harris Patterson. I don't know who that is. Never seen. I never seen Tracy. Never seen him. Never seen Harris fight at all. Yeah, I don't know who Bam is fighting. To be honest with you, never heard his name before ever. Name a boxer who left when he was supposed to make that much money. I don't know, dude. I left a lot of money on the table when I retired. A lot of money. Probably about, let's see, I had about 4 fights on my contract. I was guaranteed $2 million a piece. So about $6 million. $8 million. Yeah, my headbutt was deadly. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that mug was deadly. Who would you go for? Pac-Man versus Crawford. Crawford would beat him. Crawford would beat him. Crawford would beat him because Crawford was an excellent back foot counterpuncher. You know, it would have been a tough fight because the speed and athleticism of Manny Pacquiao and how quickly he closed the distance. To beat Crawford, you got to have athleticism. If you ain't got no athleticism, he gonna beat you. That was one thing that that Pacquiao did have. He had that foot speed and that hand speed, and he threw punches from odd angles. However, Crawford again is a terrific counterpuncher, and if he can time Pacquiao on the way in, similar to the way Marquez was able to time him, similar to the way that Floyd was able to time him, and Crawford got that reach advantage too, you know, over him. And Crawford knows how to maintain his distance and space, and he can fight from the southpaw position too. So I got Crawford. I think he got more tools in a tool bag, but you know, Pac is relentless, man. But you know, I mean, look, at the time where I would say at the time where it was like either me, I was gonna fight him, or Crawford was gonna fight him, I think Crawford would have beat Pac at that time, to be honest with you. So it was like I think it was like right before the third time. Yeah, it was the third time that I got offered to fight. Pacquiao and his team didn't want to take the Crawford fight. They wanted to take the fight with me. And so, but at that time, if they would have took the fight with Crawford, I think Crawford would have beat him. But it would have been a damn good competitive fight. But I think Crawford would have outpointed him for sure. I don't think knock him out, but he would have outpointed him. You're such a cool brother, dude. Big fan from the UK. Hey, what's going on, UK? I love the UK for real, man. I love England. My wife wouldn't mind us moving to London. My wife love it out there, man. You know, every time we visit, she's just like, I don't want to go home. I'm like, damn, baby, we gotta go home. She's like, I love it out here. She loves the tubes out there, man. She loves going underground and riding the trains and everything, the tubes, man. She love that. She's like, you don't even need a car out here. I'm like, nope. Team, who do you spar and train with Junior Witter? For Junior Witter, who did I spar? Ah, man. Damn, who did I spar for that fight? I sparred man, I don't even remember. That shit was so far back. I don't even remember who I sparred back then. I know it was one guy named Baragon. What's his name? It was a kid that I used to spar back in the days all the time at the gym, Indio. Damn, I forget. Is it Carlos Baragon? Yeah, it might have been Carlos Baragon. It was a young kid in the gym. I sparred him. He was a southpaw. I sparred him on a regular. Young fighters out there, if you are, let's say you coming up, right? And you start the professional ranks, you got to make sure, because southpaws are going to come. They're going to come. You got to make sure you be sparring a southpaw, you know, at least once a week, you know, even when you're not fighting. So you got to spar more when you're on the up and up. So like when you're starting off your professional career, you know, you do a lot more sparring rounds than you are when you get established and you become a champion and you become a long reigning champion. Then things in your age, start getting older, you start to slow down the sparring. You know, you get acclimated to going 12 rounds. You know exactly how much work you need. But to build up that and to become more knowledgeable, you know, you have to spar, and you got to have good sparring. You know, you got to sparring where it's light, and you also have to sparring where, you know, you're being challenged. I'm not saying being challenged every single sparring session. That's not good. It's not good for your health, not good for your health, your head. So, but you got to spar southpaws, even if you're not fighting them. You got to get to understand and know the angles. You know, you got to learn these angles of southpaws, and some southpaws are different than others. But you know, I used to have a southpaw I used to spar every single week. You know, and that's the Baragon guy that I'm talking about. You know, he's a crafty southpaw, good counterpuncher, great legs, like to stay in the pocket. He can box outside too, but he gave me a different looks all the time. So, but it was good for me because when I fought Junior Witter, I already knew how to fight him. You know, anytime I faced a southpaw, I didn't have too many problems with. Pacquiao's a different story. You know, Pacquiao's a completely different story. He's just a freak in his own. I got a lot of respect. If you can tell the way I talk about Manny Pacquiao, I got a lot of respect for that guy. He's a legend. He's a legend for sure. You know, and he's definitely one of the best fighters on my list of all times. That dude was phenomenal. But anyways, and he beat a lot of Hall of Famers, a ton of Hall of Famers. So anyways, but yeah, but that's some game for you young fighters out there, man. Spar lefties. You know, I see a lot of guys sparring with Shakur Stevenson. I think on the last card we just had, there was a lot of young guys that, you know, mentioned Shakur Stevenson's name. So Shakur got a, you know, a big guy like support, you know, and guys that look up to him. So they go and they spar him and they work with him and so on and so forth. So that's good for them. But I'm just saying, you get that southpaw sparring, because that's what helped me against Julian Witter. I was ready. I was ready for Julian Witter. So like for instance, like if I was right now, if I was in boxing right now, let me give you some more game. If I was in boxing right now, I'll be studying every fighter, the top 10, every little fighter that's, you know, even the young ones are trying to get in there. So like for me, if I was at 135 pounds, I'm looking at Abdullah Mason. I'm looking at his mistakes. I'm looking at how the hell can I beat Abdullah Mason. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, nobody's really gotten his chest, you know. Nobody's been able to take his power. You know, I got to be defensively sound. So I'm thinking of ways of how to get into Abdullah Mason. You know what I'm saying? He got caught with the left hook. You know, as he still pulling back and shooting that uppercut, that's his favorite punch, similar to Tank. He likes that punch. So I'll have to feint him. I have to get that punch out of the way and then make sure I counter. I got to get rough and tough on the inside with him, you know, because I can't let him just, you know, let them hands get off, and he can hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Hit me with a punch I don't see. He got fast hands. But my objective would be, for me, if I fought Abdullah, is I gotta take him distance. I gotta get past these early rounds. I can't just let him, you know, spark me right out the gate. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have to, you know, play it close, you know, battle back, but I want to try to get him late. You know, I want to see how he reacts when they get late in the fight. So, you know, he's fighting 10 rounds for the first time coming this weekend. It's like probably not gonna go 10 rounds. The guy, you know, he ain't really win a whole lot of rounds. So that's what I would do. You know, I would be thinking about ways of how to beat Haney and Garcia, and you know, I'll be watching their film and I'll be breaking it all down, because I know one day I'm gonna get in the ring with them. So, you know, I ask these guys, do they watch boxing? And all these guys, they say no. I don't watch boxing. That's all they say. I don't watch boxing. I'm like, why don't you watch your division? You know, like you gotta learn how to beat these guys, man. Like, come up with a plan, bro. Like, understand that, like, look, if I fight this guy gonna take me in on the inside. If my inside game ain't tight, then he gonna beat me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to run around for 12 rounds. You know, it's hard. It's hard. You know, you're gonna have to stand and fight eventually. And if my inside game ain't tight enough to be able to compete with his inside game, then that's where I'm weak at. I gotta improve that. So damn, I'm gonna improve it, because I might fight that guy one day. All right, dang, this guy right here, hey, he's a good boxer. Shakur Stevenson. Damn, you know what? I gotta cut off the ring. I gotta find creative ways to cut off the ring. You know what? He has a good jab. All right, good foot. Yeah, he steps straight back though. Huh. You know what? I'm gonna have to take one to get some. I might have to take one to get. I might have to take two to get some. I gotta make sure he don't tie me up on the inside. So I gotta make sure to keep my hands free and let my hands go. And when he's trying to step out of range, I gotta step with him and keep stepping with him, keep stepping with him. And I gotta make him fight at my pace. And I gotta let my hands go. And I gotta hit anything, you know, because that guy is defensive. So I'm gonna go to the body, start at the body, and I'm gonna come all the way up. Body all the way up. Start at the body all the way up. So that's the way I think. You know, that's exactly the way I think, man. So anyways, all right, enough about that. Let me see what's going on. You are a brilliant welterweight, man. I appreciate you, bro. Boots easy. Yep. Saudi Arabia has to pick you up, bro. You're the only commentator that doesn't put me to sleep. I appreciate that, bro. For real. Thank you. Let's see. Ronaldo or Messi? I'm a Messi fan. I actually like both of them. They're great. Both of them are great, to be honest with you. But I'm a Messi fan because my kids play soccer and my kids tell me that Messi's the best, and I support them. That's just it. But I'll tell you this: that Ronaldo, when I see him, he's a total professional. That dude stays in shape year round. He always looks fit. He looks good. He takes his job very seriously, and I respect that. So yeah, I would say I like both of them, but my kids, they love Messi. They play soccer, and all my kids are defenders too. So will Spence ever get a rematch? Do you think it will be different? No, Spencer's been out of the ring too long. If he got a rematch, it will be no different. No different. He's been out of the ring too long. Too much ring rust. Too much. No, not getting hit. It's, you know what, man. It wouldn't be good for him. Spence need to go ahead and retire, man, because he's a Hall of Famer in my book. So I heard all the stuff that Crawford said. People keep asking me about it, and I'll answer it. Look, It's his opinion. You know what I'm saying? But I was one of the first. I actually was the first one to say that Spence was Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? If you come in, you come here and you support the channel, and you see the video or the short that I put out a short basically saying that, hey, Spence, you need to stay where you at. You a Hall of Famer, bro. You don't need to come back to this sport, bro. You made a lot of money already. You know, I see you got your farm and you got your kids and stuff, bro. Like, there's no need to be, messing up your body. Health, you don't get back. You don't get that back. So I was the first one to say it, but he is a Hall of Famer, without a doubt. See, Tim, why, how much do you spend during the training camp? Oh, so like, so during training camps, like once once you become a world champion, um, it's like asking your promoter, right? You can ask your promoter for either an advancement or you can ask them for training expense money. And usually, if the fight's big enough, they'll give you a little, training expense money. It varies depending on, the fight. It does do vary, but it'd be anywhere from like $15,000 to $20,000. And that's gonna be like because I gotta pay for like hotel, I gotta fly them out, I gotta feed them, and it depends on how many sparring partners you got coming out. Sometimes you can fly these guys out. You can put them up in the hotel. Once you spar them and it ain't no good, then you just send them back. You send them you make a flight and you send them back. And then some guys like Crawford stay for a few weeks. He stayed for like 3 weeks. And so, that starts to add up. Hotel charges. You got to feed them. Make sure you feed them. You don't necessarily have to like go to a restaurant. You gotta take them to the grocery store and be like, hey man, grab your stuff. You know what I'm saying? They'll be a little cheaper, a lot cheaper on you than just giving them the cash. You're just like, yo, hey, let's go to the grocery store. Let's grab your stuff that you need to make food with. Let's go. All right, I'll pay for it. All right, $300, whatever. All right, for the whole week. All right, good. You good now. So, but yeah, I say about 15 to 20. And again, it just depends on who you got coming in your camp. And so, and you got to pay him too. So, like, once I became world champion, it was like I started off, I was looking for help, but then everybody know that you're world champion. So then they start taxing you. They're like, hey, man, it's going to cost you, you say you can name your price. You can be like, I'll pay you $650 a week. You know what I'm saying? That's 3 days of sparring, and the rounds would vary, and some will say yeah, and some will say no. It just depends on how hot you are and how much money you making. If they know you making a lot of money, if they know you making millions, they gonna want more. They gonna say $1,000, and you're gonna be like, nah, 850. And you be like 1,000. I'm like, bro, I'm putting you up this and that and the third. And so you can negotiate with your sparring partners. So but yeah, the most I've ever paid was about, I would say 1,000. I paid $1,000 for a week for a sparring partner. Which is not bad, man. Which is not bad at all in my book. So, and they go, sometimes 4 rounds, sometimes 3 rounds, because you have like 3 or 4 different sparring partners that you got to put up in a hotel. So they ain't staying with me. Shoot, let's see. Carlos Spence. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Carlos Spence has a better chance against Fendora. I think Fendora. What makes Fendora so tough is the size. It's just the size. I personally don't think like, I think defensively Fendor stinks. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna judge a fighter by his defense, how great his defense is, because all it takes is one punch, and then that's it. You feel me? So like he's getting away with a lot because of his size. But dude, he get in there with a puncher, um, a guy, because he's accessible. He's there to be hit. You know what I'm saying? He could get damn stopped, man. He can get knocked out again. So let's see. Hey, Johnny Boy Boxing. Hey, I appreciate that. Hey, man, for real, appreciate that 20, man. Appreciate that, bro. Thank you, man. That's love for sure, man. That's love. Um, anyways, give me 1 second. Let's see what we got going on. Let me see what else we got, man. I think Brian Norman can beat all at 47. Brian Norman Jr. He's turned a new leaf, man. I think the constructive criticism he's taken well. He's a man. Like he's like for real. He is definitely, man. He's taking the constructive criticism well, and then you can see it improved his an overall game, the confidence after winning that world championship. He's still young too. Now his hands are healthy, man. He do look like the real deal, bro. He does look like the real deal. And I don't know if y'all noticed his legs, his calves, the night of the fight, man. I forgot to mention, but bro, his man, he got some tree trunks down there. You know what I mean? That's where all the power is. And so he healthy hands now. He could be the baddest boy, but you know, there's still got guys that's there, man, that he got to face. And I'm not gonna say he can beat them all. Let's see what happens with Stanionis and Boots, and we'll go from there. But yeah, Brian Norman Jr. is the real deal for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Um, how am I? Thanks. I'm good. I'm doing great. Casey, I'm doing great. I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Let's see. Virgil Ortiz versus Sebastian Fendora or Tim Tszyu. Um, I got Virgil. Fendora's from around my way. Got a lot of respect for him and his sister, his entire family. You know what I mean. But again, I think Virgil Ortiz continues to display that he's that guy. He's gotten better too. His fight with Madrimov. He stayed patient, relatively patient when he needed to. He didn't rush things. He set it up. He stayed calm under the pressure. Although he wanted to get after Madrimov, he just played his cards right, man. He boxed smart. So that tells me he turned over a new leaf, man. He knows that it's a thinking man's game. He got the resilience, and he got the toughness and stuff. But man, you got to mix the toughness with some smarts. You mix the two, and that make you a hell of a fighter. So I would say Sebastian is again his height, his reach. That's tough to deal with, but I like the relentlessness of Ortiz, and I think he can get inside. He got quicker hands. He can punch. He's a good body puncher. He can stay close if he needs to. Sebastian will stay there and exchange with him, because he likes to fight. He's Hispanic. He likes to fight. So look, I got Ortiz. If Sebastian just box on the outside, and he could probably win, but I think Ortiz gonna close that distance on him, man. Good head movement, sliding in and out. He'll get down to that body. He'll break that distance, bro. So I got Ortiz if they were to fight. Tim Tszyu, I gotta see how Tim Tszyu come back. I gotta see how he comes back. Tim Tszyu was brutally knocked out. So he fighting some demons, man. That's for damn sure. I know he's tough. I know he's tough mentally. I can tell just by the words he says. He wants to smoke, but yeah, that we got to see how he comes back. He got to have some sort of. I'm not sure when is he coming back. Who is he facing? I'm not sure. Who's winning the twerk off? I don't know nothing about that. The zone ain't hit you up. Nah. The zone ain't hit me up, bro. Who wins? Ben, Connor Ben. I got Eubank. Connor Ben got a puncher's chance, definitely. I think Conor Ben got that power. He can definitely hurt Eubank. Eubank been hurt before, but I got Eubank. He got definitely more skills, more fluent combinations, boxing, feeling himself. He gets in this groove, man. Yeah, Conor Ben he gonna get chopped up. So Tim, salute New York. Hey, what up, New York in the house? What's up with you? Yup, I like New York as well. T and Timbo. All right, you got Conor Ben knocking out Eubank. Okay, yep, I got you. That's a huge part inside of 6. Woo! You think Eubank gonna see? I see you banking on Eubank to get reckless. I know you banking on him to get reckless, but Eubank with Bud and them, bro. They not stupid. They not stupid. Them trainers over there, bro, 3-headed monster, not stupid. Nope. Not at all. So, they not going to go run in there and have him going crazy. Nope. They're going to say, hey, you got to fight this guy tame. You got to be selective with your offense. That's what they're going to tell him. Those guys are masterminds. They like to think. And they want thinking fighters. Eubank going to be thinking. And then when it's time to go on for the kill, they're going to send him after him. All right, Tim got a question. How would you say the difference is in getting hit in the amateurs? Huge difference. Oh shit, 8-ounce gloves, bruh. Look, when I was at 147, so I'm gonna tell you something. I think it was in Vegas, right? You can make a choice of 10-ounce gloves or 8-ounce gloves in Vegas. I always chose 8s. I never chose 10s. Never. 8. You know what I mean? And that's just the man in me. So I was like, I ain't fighting no 10s. Like, we going 8-ounce gloves. You know, California, they force you to use 10-ounce gloves. I'm like, nah, I want the smallest gloves possible. So, but yeah, it feels like you're hit in the face with a brick. Yeah, and the harder the puncher, the harder it feels getting hit in the face with a brick. You know, and think about getting hit in the face with a brick, right? Now, think about having an eye socket broken, you know, or a nose broken, you know, or a jaw broken, and you getting hit in the face with a brick, bro. And it's really hard to really get out of the way of shots sometimes, bro. You know, even when you got your hands tucked up and stuff is hitting on your elbows, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, it hurts. It hurts the next day. So a lot of people like always say, Tim, why you all muscular and all strong? And yeah, it's because shit, I had to make my body a lethal weapon. Because everywhere I got hit, everywhere I got touched, I was sore the next day. You know, I remember Manny Pacquiao, I hit him with a shot on the side of his head, and he took his hand like this, and he hit me right on my back right here, right on my back. Boom! Man, the next day I was sore in that spot. I was like, damn it, Manny. Sore right in that same spot he hit me with. Yeah, so it hurts. Yeah. So that's the difference. Amateurs, I mean, amateurs, you can get dazed. I used to fight with a headgear. You know, I come from the days of fighting with a headgear. You know, now these days they fight without a headgear now. But yeah, just like getting dazed in amateurs. I never went down, never got dropped in the amateurs at all. You know, major difference. Major difference when you get to the pros. Hey, why don't you beat Khan? Let him tell you. Okay, all right. Well, no. Would I cry if he loses? If Crawford loses, would I cry? No, no. And I'm not putting no money. I'm not. I don't. No, I don't bet. I don't bet. You know. Yeah, I don't bet. I mean, I just give my opinion. But no, would I cry if he takes an L or get knocked out by Canelo? No, I won't cry. No, not at all. No. Tim, I got a question. How would you say the difference is of getting hit? All right, I already answered. Compared 6-ounce gloves in the pros compared to 6-ounce gloves. No, it's not 6-ounce in the pros, big dog. See, I think the girls should go to 6 ounces, to be honest with you. I think the females should go to 6 ounces so they can be a little bit more entertaining and knock girls out. But I would say that 8-ounce gloves. There's 8 and 10-ounce gloves, big dog. This is, you think Manny was on the stuff? I can't answer that. Manny didn't test positive for anything. You know, no matter what anybody says, Manny didn't test positive, you know, any drug test. So, you know, you can't say that Manny was on roids. You know, you can't say that. So, and I'm not gonna say it. See, Top Rank need to get Shushu title fight. Yes, they are gonna get him a title fight for sure. Yeah, what up, champ? Was good to see you. You look Timothy Bradley, the boxer. That's hilarious. Duran, top 5, 147 all time. No, no, no. I would say no. What do you think about Davis, De Los Santos? I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Matchmaking, there's an art to matchmaking. Okay, matchmakers just don't look at styles. They account for inactivity. They account for, you know, injuries. They account for all kind of stuff. I think it's a perfect matchup for Davis right now, you know, because of the things I just mentioned. I think that De Los Santos hasn't fought in a very long time. Inactivity. Davis right now is at all-time high right now. You know, his skills has definitely improved because of his focus. And you know, he's flying on all cylinders, whereas De Los Santos is okay, unsure of himself. You know, that comes with inactivity. So I think it's a good fight on paper. From what I saw, I mean, he got punching power, but Davis is talented. He's extremely talented. He's better than a lot of people think he is. and I see him probably stopping Delos Santos. I really do. Probably stopping him. And he gonna look good doing it. He is. De Los Santos has good speed, power. Like he's a good fighter. But again, he hasn't been using those tools in a well over a year. And I hear he's coming off an injury. So, well, that's my 2 cents. But I got Davis. I got Davis maybe in by stopping. All right. What about Pacquiao in his prime when he fought you? Was Pacquiao in his prime when he fought me? I would say yeah. When I fought him the first time, he was shit. He hadn't lost in 6 or 7 years. One or the other. 6 or 7 years. He hadn't lost a fight. Absolutely. He was right in the midst of his prime. Hell yeah. Tough, real tough. So yeah, I would say he was. What do you think about Shushu and his upside? I like Shushu. I like Shushu. I like his I would say I like his upside. I like his nature. I like his attitude. I like his skill set. Um, let's see what else I like about him. I like his length. He wants to fight against the best guys out there. He works extremely hard. He's a vegan. I like that. He's a vegan. I was a vegan when I used to fight. So I understand why he is. But he's outgrowing that weight class, man. He needs a strap now. He seriously is. I saw him in the weigh-ins, and he looked kind of drawn out, man. His face looked like his face was skeleton. Like I was like, damn, I could see all the bones and all kind of, man. I almost could see the bone gristle in your face, man. That's how deep. It was defined. I was like, damn. He looked like Terminator, right? And I'm like, oh, he's definitely outgrowing his weight class, and he wants to get a strap before he leaves, the weight class, because he's already worked his butt off, to be highly ranked in this weight class. So, yeah, but his ceiling is extremely high, and he can talk too. He can talk too, and I think the champions that that are there now, I think there definitely are challenges for him, but I don't think that they're guys that I don't think he can not fight against. I think he can compete with all those guys. Even Espinoza, I think can compete against him. Although I think Espinoza will be a tougher fight than the rest of those guys. Big Taz, Tim, I got a question. Okay, how would you say the okay? All right. Damn, Keyshawn, boom, 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 boom. Hold up, Tim, you gaining weight, big bro? Yeah, I am gaining weight. I am gaining weight. I sure am. Knock, knock. Who's there? I got Duran top 10 all time. Okay, I hear you. Oh, Fendora. Zayas. Dang. Tough fight, man. That's a tough fight, man. That's a tough one. I like Xander Zayas. I think his lack of experience could haunt him, but I like his skills. I like his defense. I like his high power offense. Can be predictable at times. Heavy on the left hook, gets hit with right hands. Fendora comes from the southpaw stance. Again, jab outside, a little bit slower. Tough fight, man. I think it's a tough fight for both, to be honest with you. I do. Even though the young gun, he's hungry. Yeah. He's hungry, determined, and he believes that he can beat him. I've spoken to Zayas, his team. They honestly believe that they can close the gap on him, get on the inside, stay on the inside, outwork him, and get the hell out of the way. And Zayas been a smart guy, man. He's not a dumb kid. He's a very smart young man. He sees the game from a different lens. He sees himself beating Fendor. Now, you can say, I know a lot of guys ring with, and I actually beat him. So I understand where he's coming from with that. I think that's what it is. He's envisioned himself inside the ring. He see the holes in this game that he can take advantage of. And he truly believes that, he can exploit it. So Fendora gets hit. I told you guys, he gets hit. He gets hit a lot. Now, I don't think Zayas has the power to hurt him, But I think the Zayas has the ability to outmaneuver him, make him miss, make him pay, and do it, wash, rinse, and repeat. So really good fight. I would say a 50-50 fight. I would call that a 50-50 fight. Um, Fendora, on the other hand, again, can't stay long. That chopping uppercut, he got a nice chopping left hand, straight left hand. He can chop him with the right hook. I mean, he got every punch in the book. He got a nice uppercut as well. He can fight well in the inside. But that's a damn good fight, man. That's a hell of a fight, shit. So that's what I think about the fight, to be honest with you. I think experience could play a factor here. I think experience and tougher fights can play a huge factor in this fight. But I do like the youthfulness of Zayas. I do like that, and the hand speed. So let's see. Hold on a sec. Let me see. I got $20. What's his name? Johnny. Hey, I appreciate the 20, man. Appreciate you, big dog. I'll say, Tim, it's Johnny Boy at Fight Hype. What's up, Johnny Boy? What up with you, man? Let's get this quick 10-minute interview. I won $1,000 when you beat Marquez. Johnny Boy, you crazy. All right, man. You show some love, man. I'll hit you up, man. Reach out. Yeah, just reach out, man. Your guy know what's up, man. Holla at Ben. He got my number. Just reach out, man, tomorrow. All right, I got you. Thanks for showing some love, bro, for real. Boots, Norman, and why, Tim? I think I had talked about that, man. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think Boots and what's name was 50-50. See, Tim will Tank win the rematch against Roach. That's gonna be a really tough fight for Tank again. It is. It's gonna be a tough fight for just style matchups. It's just a style matchup. Roach has the style, and Roach knows how to get to Tank. It's all boils down to Roach being able to take Tank's punch, and that's it. If he can take his punch, Roach gonna be in the fight. He is. Because he knows the agenda. He knows what he has to do, and he has to press. He has to stay close. He has to counterpunch, and he has to take risk. So I see it could be a similar fight. Not unless Tank, again, like I said when I was watching the fight, Tank got to take advantage of his footwork. Once Tank get moving forward, Tank got to keep going. Tank can't bag off. There's some holes in Roach's footwork. Where he brings his feet together. He starts to gather his feet. He bags up, gathers his feet. He brings his front foot back with his back foot. You know what I mean? Those are perfect times right there because you can't really counter. He's not set to punch. He's not in good positioning. You know what I mean? And anything he throws is not going to be effective. So Tank got to take advantage of those moments, and he has to win those sequences more times than none. When Tank was coming forward and out the gate, and he was throwing combinations, I was like, that's how you get him. But as soon as Roach got comfortable and he got confident, then that's when the problems started to happen. I also did see Tank have success when he was moving laterally too. I did see him, he was moving, then he'll plant his feet, and he'll pop shot, pow, and he'll hit him with, straight left hand. So I did see him with his movement. I saw him actually creating space for himself, and he was catching Roach as Roach was trying to reset and reposition as he was moving. So that will work too. But Tank got to be in shape. Tank can't be overworked. Tank got to be hungry. He got to be hungry, and he gotta have that dog in him. He got to be willing to willing to go to the trenches, man, and I don't want to say die for it, but damn, he got to be like, this is what I want. Like, I want to beat this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get the dub. You know what I'm saying? If I need to stand there and bang him out and, with him, pause, then that's what I got to do. You know what I mean? If I need to box all night, or some parts of, then that's what I got to do. But I got to win these rounds, and I got to win these rounds decisively. And that's just coming in with a made-up mind, bro. That's just all that is. You can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You can't be thinking about the next fight. You know, you got to be thinking about the present moment. If Tank remains in the present moment and he wants it, he gonna be all right. He should be able to win the rematch. You know, because I personally, and you know, y'all can take this run with. I think Tank's a better fighter. You know, ain't nothing wrong with Roach. Roach is a good fighter. Don't get me wrong, he's a good fighter. But in my opinion, looking at what Roach has done in his career and looking at what Tank has done in his career, it's a no-brainer, dog. It's a no-brainer. Tank is the better fighter. He's done more in his career than Roach. So that's my opinion. That's what I think. But that Boots and Brian Norman, that's a 50-50 too. That's a 50-50. I'll tell you this though. Man, a lot of people, you heard this here first. If Boots turns southpaw, he gonna get cooked. If Boots turns southpaw, he gonna get cooked by Brian Norman Jr. You probably won't hear that anywhere else because Norman Jr. knows how to combat against southpaws. He understands the angles. He actually likes southpaws more than he likes fighting orthodox fighters. And if you don't believe me, where my guy at? What's his name again? Hold up. Let me see. Where my guy at? Here we go. Johnny Boy. You can ask him. You can ask him that personally. Say, do you like fighting? Ask him. Do you like fighting southpaws more than you like fighting? He'll say, I love fighting southpaws. You know how Brian Norman be talking. And there's a lot of holes in the game of Boots when it comes to him fighting from the southpaw stance. And that's just defensively. Because Boots likes to rely on his reflexes. That's why his hands are always down. And his hands are down because he can see. It you know, clears up his vision. You know what I'm saying? But his hands are low and he depends on reflexes to get out of the way. You know, so Norman can punch, and he can punch with both hands. Norman hurt that dude, man, this past weekend. Norman hurt him with a jab. He hurt him with a jab, bro. And I'm noticing what Norman is doing. He's turning him, he hitting with these two knuckles. So, like, when he turned his jab, and almost like, it was like a hybrid jab, where it was just like a slight, like almost a hook, he hitting with these two knuckles right here, dude. And that joint penetrate through that. And that's why he got hit high on the temple and dude had stanky legs. Dude never got his equilibrium back, bro. Never. And I spoke to the ref after the fight. They said, because I looked at dude and I was like, Cuevas, I was like, I don't think this motherfucker nowhere yet. I think he probably thinking that, you know, he back at home somewhere. That's how hard he got hit. Dude got amnesia. I even spoke to the ref after. I was like, hey, man, what was he saying to you? He was just like, did I fight? Why am I sitting down? That's how hard Norman hitting. He gave that boy amnesia. So Boots get caught with them shots. Now, I'm not saying Boots ain't got no pop. Boots got pop too. So he can catch Norman. He got the longer reach. He more athletic. He got good hand speed. Like, yeah. Boots is that guy. And he can fight too. Boots like to mix it up. But Norman like to mix it up too. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be one hell of a fight, and I can't wait. I can't wait till that fight happens. Shoot, I cannot wait for that fight to happen, man. I think each guy have a chance of knocking the other one out. But damn it, I'm gonna let y'all know. If Boots turns southpaw, Norman Jr. gonna cook his ass. You heard it here first. All right. All right. We got that. Got out that way. Tim Bradley, man, big fan. I appreciate you, big dog, for real. Let's see what it is. What's up, my ninja? Boom, boom, boom. Why are you scared for what? No, look, I'm scared. See, people take the headline, they grab what I say, then they take a headline, right? And then they, you know, they make it like the thing, the primary thing. Oh, Tim Bradley was saying that he's gonna cook Canelo. Now he's saying he's scared. I'm telling you that Bud is crazy enough to exchange and go tit for tat with Canelo. That's what I'm scared about. Like, Bud, look, Bud would do, look, I'm gonna give you an example. When Bud looked down at me when he was fighting Sean Porter, and he asked me, he said, am I up? I said, I don't think so. Not on my damn card. No. He looked over at Christina Poncher that was over the, commentating over here, and he asked her, and she put her hand down like, I think you down too, fool. Shit, and when he went out there and just bing, 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 and knocked out Sean Porter, psh, man, Bud is a winner, man. And Bud, even if Bud needs to step on the gas and just go in the trenches and go tit for tat with Canelo, man, that's crazy. But I'm scared. I'm scared about that. That's the only reason. That's the only reason why. You know what I'm saying? Because Bud got heart, and Bud is one of those guys that's willing to go out on the shield. That's it. So could it happen? Yeah. Could Bud do that and be safe? Yeah. But shit, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Like, I'm not. Canelo's power is a real thing. Canelo, shit. Y'all saw how what that boy name is, Charlo. Shit, Charlo felt that heat, and Charlo was like, ooh, hell no, boy, you ain't knocking me out, boy. Shit, Charlo, Charlo, shit, he started dancing. Charlo got the hell up out of there, boy. Shit, he didn't want no part of it. He was like, nope, I'm not getting knocked out tonight. Nope, I'm gonna take my money and I'm gonna go. Canelo ain't hit me with none of that junk. Canelo caught him, hurt him, and and that was it after that. He was on his bike running. That's not Crawford, though. That's not Crawford, but I'm just trying to explain the power, the punching power. That punching power was something else. So that's just it. Shoot, I saw Caleb Plant the other day, and Caleb Plant ain't that big. Caleb Plant ain't that big. Man, I thought Caleb Plant would be bigger than what he is. Caleb Plant small. I was like, damn, Caleb, shit, I could fight you right now. Hey, man, Johnny boy. Hey, come on now. I appreciate you, baby. Let me see. Is that to keep running? What is that? Let me see. Hold on. Timothy Davis. Hold on. That just popped back up. Hold up. My bad, Johnny boy. That was my fault. No, you did. All right, no, that was two. Yeah, that was Johnny. Okay. I'm way high on the damn what's the name. My bad. All right, damn, Tim. You almost a cruiserweight. No, bro. Bro, I'm pushing 200. Almost a cruiserweight. I'm 200, dog. 200. I'm a heavyweight. Anyways, hey, what's up, Matthew? What's good? Hey, you called it again, Matthew. I'm trying to tell you, dog. We gonna have to go into some business. I'm gonna have to start gambling with Matthew. He be getting it right. What's up with you, Matthew? Y'all see, Matthew be everywhere, man. He love this boxing shit, man. Let's see. You think Benavidez will get a shot at Canelo? No. He'll never get a shot at Canelo. Absolutely not. Let's see. Anyways, who wins, folks? Let's see. Ingles. How big do you get it? How big did I got between fights? So look, check this out. When I won $1 million fighter, I was no more than 10 pounds overweight. Like when I was like climbing and I was grinding and I was working my ass off and I was fighting champions and I was beating them. I was unified champion, Kendall Hawk. I was no more than 10 pounds over my weight, bro. I was 150 pounds, sometimes even 147 at times, and I dropped to 140. But when I started getting that money, and I started, my lifestyle started to change and stuff, and I only fought 2 times a year. You know what I'm saying? I got lazy in between fights. No cap. That's facts. I got lazy in between fights, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I used to get up, let's see, if I fought at 47, I would get up to 165 pounds at 40 if I fight at 47. Yup. No doubt about it. So, but yeah, that's a lot of weight. And that right there is what killed my career too. You know what I'm saying? Like early on in my career, I was out in the club, I was partying, I was doing all, you know what I'm saying? I was doing my thing. And then, in the middle of my career, I stopped the partying, but I like to eat. You know what I'm saying? And I used to, binge and go off and eat and gain 15, 20 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And then lose it. You know what I'm saying? Tear my body down and lose it. So, yeah. Yep. So that's why, and that's the reason why I be sharing game with all these young ones, man. I'm like, yo, don't beat me. So that's it. Magdaleno, what up? Julian Magdaleno, are you is that your daddy? I'm gonna ask him. Okay, ask him. Yep. Anyways, for sure, man. Well, anyways, man, I just want to pop on here, man. I just want to show some love to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Look, once you know, everything, once I find out what's gonna go down with, you know, with everything, then you know, I'll let you guys know, whatever. But I'm gonna be on here and I'll be trying to make some more videos and stuff, man. I'll try to keep you guys, you know, entertained and posted. But for real, man, I appreciate everybody that tune in. Hey, I appreciate you. Hey, remember my guy, reach out, big dog, tomorrow. Holla at Ben. Holla at Ben, get my number, bro, and reach out, Johnny boy. But I appreciate all the super chats, appreciate all the love, man. And hey, I appreciate you, Brandon, man. So to you, hey, appreciate you, man. Thank you. All right, I'll holla at y'all later, man. Thanks for the love. Peace. I'm out.